Trust the Force, Luke.
Sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I feel the need for speed.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Wednesday. It's FrostCast 103. Lots to talk about. Big movie on the horizon, not just this week, but also next week as well. And on top of that, somewhere in the middle, San Diego Comic-Con is going to be a topic of discussion in the coming days. We've got lots to talk about tonight. Kingsley has queued up about a dozen talking points that we're going to try to bang out in rapid fire order. Warden's Rise. Your watch begins right now. All right, let's bring him in. There he goes. What's up, dude?
That's right. Your king is here. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
hey, how y'all doing?
I thought you were going to do that thing. Who was that one wrestling commentator that used to stand up and turn around and like address the crowd? Was that Larry Zito that used to do that back in the day?
I think so,
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would yell at him. And then what's his name tried to steal his niche, Michael Cole for a little while. But
I always love when The Rock to call him Mitchell Cole. That shit was the funniest. I used to love that. We're going to probably talk a little bit about The Rock later, definitely. And Pape and the Real Donna here. What's up, boys? What's going on? King and I welcome everybody back. Let us know in the comments as we go, or in the chat, I should say. We're not recording right now. What you guys think of the topics of the evening. We went through an exhaustive list of things in a varied way. We're definitely going to talk about Sam Neill, recently passed away. I think he hit 78. Was he 78, something like that? He got up there. He led a good one. Going to talk about that. We'll let the King phase in the poll real quick, since I just mentioned Sam Neill. And we'll just fire that away real quick.
Yeah, so Sam Neill is the topic of discussion, and it is the topic of our poll tonight. What is your favorite Sam Neill role that isn't Jurassic Park?
Got him.
We got.
And everybody thought we were going to put that on there, King. Everybody thought Jurassic Park was going to be on there.
Yeah.
Nope, not making it
we
easy.
have Event Horizon, In the Mouth of Madness, Possession, and The Hunt for Red October.
I think I know how this one's going to go down.
With the legendary Sean Connery.
And like 50 other people, dude.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, lots of people. Lots of people all up in there. Oracle confirmed that Sam Neill, Sam was 78. R.I.P. to the man. Dude, we've got so many more topics this week that I think I have to actually pull out the wolf pad and keep it in front of me just so I can kind of keep track of everything that I want to hit on tonight, because I want to keep things kind of moving and not linger too long, keep people interested in some different topics of the day. But I think unavoidably, the biggest movie topic coming up is got to be the Odyssey, right? Like, how can we avoid that? Even if you're not interested in seeing it, which I'm not really, you have to talk about it because it's impossible to ignore. It could be movie of the year. It could make $1 billion. It could be all these things.
Or it could be the biggest flop in Hollywood history.
I'm in. I think a lot of people are uncomfortable talking like that because, and this is not our purview. This is not generally the tone we take with our channel here. But a lot of people are looking at this like it's the last stand of a certain camp of filmmaking. Quotas over quality, what some would call woke or DEI, all that nonsense, right? That if this movie makes its $2 billion or something and earns out, that the execs at the studios are like, see, it does work. Even though we've literally got 10 years of data that says contrary to that point. You know what I mean? But I know you've got to do. And I
just said there's more than just that.
Dude, there's so much more.
A lot of people are also complaining that because the embargo was lifted today on reviews. And one of the big complaints coming out of it, not only just the casting of certain roles that a lot of people don't agree with. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't.
And they can.
Very nice people.
And they can. A lot of nice people on both sides of this argument. I saw what you did there, King. I got
one of the other arguments they're having is that it has modern language in it.
Oh, dude. Now, that's a sticking point for me when we get there. I think I've probably bitched about that as much as I've bitched about the whole shoot him in the dark. Like, modern language in a period piece was cool and stylish for about 10 seconds in the 90s. And then as I heard Midnight's Edge explain it in one of their videos earlier in the week, there's a reason you do the faux accent of the period piece you're talking in. Like if you watch Vikings, they do like a faux Norse accent with their speech because it helps immerse you in what's going on.
Even though that there's not the actual language,
right?
They're speaking English.
Exactly.
It just has that flow to it, so you can understand it.
Brother, I see Mediocre Maiden is here. Welcome. And Ivan is here. Thank you, brother. And to Ivan's point right off the rip there, the non-British accent, even if they're technically Greek, exactly. It's just accepted as like a stage standard of what you do to get out of the modern era. Like, dude, I'm from up here. Dude, I'm from around Boston. You don't want to hear my version of the Odyssey with like Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg accents all day long. You just don't. It would sound ridiculous. And it's not even the accents and the tone. It's literally the modern day isms. Like that one scene from the trailer. Dude, exactly right, Oracle. Let's go. If he said, let's fucking go, it'd be even worse. Yeah. But they got other clips in there, like where it's Tom Holland being like, wait till my dad gets here. Like, dude, no. Stop it.
It's always like father and then dad and stuff like that.
Dude, it's Atreus and Kratos. Like that's what you should have been going for. Dumbass. Like, but no. They couldn't even do that for you, bro.
I think they said it best in a Mel Brooks film. Unlike other Robin Hood actors, I just speak the part with a real British accent.
And Pape's right on the money. Modern lingo. Guess Nolan was heavily influenced by A Knight's Tale, which came out when I said like late 90s.
But that was actually done on purpose because it wasn't supposed to be taken seriously.
Right. No, they wanted this taken seriously. This is up for every award under the sun. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be award bait for sure. You know what I mean? Dude, the casting issues, dude, I think that's uniquely an internet pisser kind of thing, man. I think people are going to go see it and not care about that. I think anybody that's upset by that has a legitimate gripe for sure, because it definitely seems to me in 2026 that only one segment of people are allowed to not have stories featuring people that look like them. I'm just saying, like everybody else seems to be able to get that. This group cannot. Which is unfortunate because I think that culture from that part of the world is just as rich and varied and interesting and deserving as literally anywhere else. Mm-hmm. So why should it not get the same protected treatment? I don't know. But dude, do you have numbers laying around?
I do not have numbers today. I did not go to the tomatoes to get the numbers. But what I did get is that they did cut it under 3 hours, at least the IMAX version, because you know why?
You gotta get more rotations. You gotta get more butts and seats.
No,
because I had to pee. I don't know. Do you tell me, brother?
Because the IMAX theater projector cannot go longer than 3 hours. It overheats and will start to melt.
I was gonna ask, is this a heating issue? Interesting. Oh, well, good. I'm still probably not gonna go see it, but still, I saw earlier that they're talking about a worldwide opening weekend. Get this, dude, 2:30. That's not bad. That's the exact opposite of flop. I don't know how you cut that, but I think we should probably have Oracle run in the background the budget check.
If we just take this back to 6 years ago, 2019, they would be looking at 300 million worldwide.
Could be
150 each way. Yeah.
Theater. That's the thing, dude. I think when you talk about each way, I think this movie is going to make its bank internationally. I think that's exactly where that's going to happen. It's going to make up a lot of ground because this is a bit of a culture war topic here domestically. I mean, at least in online circles. We'll see how it goes. It is a Nolan thing. That's always going to have massive cinephile support. People just want to go see the next Nolan thing. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a giant Nolan guy, but I know you were down for this the minute you saw it announced that it was going to be a thing, not even trailer.
One, I'm a huge fan of Homer's work in the Iliad and the Odyssey. I really enjoyed them as a kid. I loved the stories, the mythology. It was one of the things I actually excelled at in English class was mythology. So I always liked it. It was stories. It was just fun stories to listen to. And
100%.
That's why. So like, I've never seen a true adaptation of the Odyssey, and then when I learned that it wasn't a true adaptation of the Odyssey but some other adaptation of the Odyssey that was written more in modern times from a different point of view, it's like it takes away from what it is. I'm actually more excited about the musical that's coming out that's going to be based off of the musical epic, which is the Odyssey's musical, and that one is actually like taken straight from Homer's poem to write it.
Oh, look at this. So the real Don kicking in the numbers. Thanks, boss. 96%, 188 reviews. But like to King's point, though, if the embargo Exactly. If the embargo just lifted for audience reviews, this could skew either which way by tomorrow, because you can't get around the fact that that last trailer they put out was ratioed into oblivion on YouTube, and you typically don't get
700,000 thumbs down.
Yeah, to like 50 or 60 up or something like that. It went hard the other way, and you just don't get that on a Nolan movie. And also, I don't think that's necessarily a vocal minority of people that are dunking on it because Elliot Page is playing not Achilles, or Lupita Nyong'o is playing Helena Troy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's just people looking at the whole thing and saying, no, I think I'm out on that.
I didn't know that was Nolan's brother. I love Person of Interest. I thought the first couple seasons was really great. I thought it kind of went off the deep end a little bit when they brought in what was her name? When she lost her hearing, and then like the robot or the computer was like her hearing.
I kind of remember that. I never watched the show week to week, but that sounds familiar. The Real Dawn says, yes, the critics, I got to, you found out you got the ticks. All right, good. And hopefully that the tickets plural is for Mrs. Real Dawn getting out to the theater too. That would be good. You'll have to let me know in private channels what you thought of that. King, you don't have your tickets booked yet, so are you still trying to wing it?
I do not have my tickets yet. It will probably be sometime on Saturday, probably late evening. We got to coordinate schedules. We got a lot going on over these next 2 weeks. So
True. I will, I might make the honest to God college try to roll up in there Tuesday on my next work off day. Like I said, there's just something about, if I can't get the X Plus premium ticket to sit somewhere comfortable for 3 hours and 20 minutes, dude, I'm not trying. I got to be bougie here. I have to have the good chair for 3 hours. I just do. I'm not trying to do the regular old crabby ass seat. Like when we all went to see Supergirl or in like the busted theater and like the fold down squeaky seats, like that's fine. That shit was like an hour and 10 minutes long, whatever. But 3 hours, dude, like, no, I'm not down. So maybe Tuesday, and then maybe we could fire off a review late in the week.
Yeah. Oh, I had nothing wrong with the actress and what she did in Person of Interest. I just think that the writing kind of went overboard. She was perfect for it. I think they could have got a better actress to play Root. And you're right, it is Root. That was her name. Thank you for reminding me.
Dude, are you low-key pitching a future episode of Best of Worst of?
We could do that. I mean, Person of Interest has some great people. Has a great story to it.
But is it the kind of show that lends itself to that kind of style? Like we did Star Trek, we did Fringe, we did
it's the Person of the Week. He has to save the Person of the Week, so it's a Monster of the Week type story. So
yeah, as long as it has that kind of format, we talk about that later.
Yeah, with an overarching story too.
Yep, cool. Got a little season-long narrative. That's cool. That works. We'll talk about that later. Dude, I don't know. I think that the one thing that you got to hold up, because everything is context on this channel, we need to know borderline definitively how much this movie cost them to make. And then you have to be specific when you're talking about, is the movie successful? Are you talking about a box office success? Are you talking about everybody that saw it liked it? And if they did, is it a situation where you can go back and point at direct ticket sales and know, excuse me, guys, that it's sold a gazillion tickets and it's got a 98%? Or is it like Mando and Grogu, where it had a 94% or whatever, but like 7 people saw it? If she didn't, that's a missed opportunity.
I think she did. I think she did one time. I think there is a line in there once.
That would be kind of funny. I'll give you that. Yeah, if the Oracle's working in the background, maybe she could pull a Odyssey budget or reported budget.
250 million.
No shot. I don't buy that for a minute. The whole thing's CG. Whole fucking thing.
Also, it is the first movie in history to be 100% shot on an IMAX camera.
Dude,
all the other ones that are put on
IMAX,
are in play. Only certain parts are actually shot with the IMAX camera. But the problem you have when you're shooting IMAX is that there is no sound on the camera, but you have to record sound. But the problem with the IMAX camera is that it has to cool off because it gets so hot. So it sounds like you're sitting next to a generator when it's filming. So how do you get good sound? You're sitting
next to it too. Well, dude, that brings us to roughly 375. Yeah, 375. Okay, now let's do the thing. Let's do the cliche thing everybody does. What are we going to do for marketing? We're going to double that. All right.
I think they have to like 710 million to break even with that.
Okay, dude. So, and again, context speaks here. movie studios aren't in it to make $10 million. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if they need 350, if they need 750 or 800 to break even, they're not happy if they make 840 million.
No.
to make
They
40
want
million.
they're hoping
Yes,
for a
they want
bill.
the bill. Want the bill. And dude, they want a bill and a half. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. They hope this cleans up. I don't think this has Oppenheimer bill in it. That's what I'm saying, Pape. That's if I'm estimating conservatively that you just double the production budget to get marketing. 100%.
But to be fair,
Oh, okay.
so
then maybe it does have a
Nolan
shot
has
based on the
only
overall
had
number.
one film make less than 500 million in his history. One. And that was
Probably
Tenet.
an early one. I was gonna it was Tenet. But but that brings me to the last thing I wanted to just say about the Odyssey, because I've seen some people already mention it. Well, again, sound design, like modern sound design, just seems busted in a lot of these tentpoles. Stuff sounds muddled. You got really bad mixing, but with dialogue competing against like the score, people not hearing things. That's not just me and IMAX sitting under the big speaker. You know what I'm saying? Like if a lot of people word of mouth coming out of that say that they can't hear what's going on, that's a road bump. I mean, that's a speed bump for weekend 2. And again, that's the tail we're gonna. That's always how we know now. That drop to weekend 2. Barbie didn't have a drop to weekend 2. Oppenheimer didn't have a drop to weekend 2. Obsession had the opposite of a drop to weekend 2.
Yeah. And
I would
weekend
agree with
3.
that, Ivan. And 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
So
So
like 12.
So for the camera issue that we're talking about with the sound, is you're talking about Nolan has problem with his sound in his movies. They built this blimp to go around it that had all the fans, a quiet fan to keep it cool, but it took 4 people to operate.
That's wild. And that's all that on top. It's sound issues on top of the whole, like, I hear he went out of his way to only have music that would be period specific to that part of the world, that time frame.
But
like,
you didn't check the lyric.
But you didn't check the language. Come on. Like, dude, nobody sat you down in that chair and was like, bro, you can't have them saying, bro, you can't. And they're probably gonna. It's gonna be stupid when it comes up. Ivan says, Nolan and sound always seems to be a thing for dude. But see, Bane, I could walk away from and be like, they just didn't get the mask right. There was just something that made that wrong. If they wanted to ADR in literally everything he said, in my own head, I could be like, yeah, if I was listening to him speak in real life, it would at least be through the respirator. It would sound weird to a degree.
Who's Bruce Wayne?
To die. Right. Yeah, that's the whole movie. That was it. Dude, there were so many, when we saw Dark Knight Rises back in the day, like 3, 4, 5 people got up and left and came back. And when they came back in, you could hear them talking. They're like, I went out there and I asked if there was something wrong with the movie because I couldn't understand a damn thing he was saying. And the manager told me, no, it's cool. It's just how it is. Like, people went out to go get their money back because they had no idea what the hell was going on.
You gotta get one of those devices that with the people hearing impaired get, right. So you can get the direct feed right to your head.
I might need that going forward. The Maiden says, I'd have no problem making a bill. Do we pull the graphic with the red flag yet? Do we have that?
No, we
can I get a representation of what that would look like if we had the red challenge flag, please?
1 second. It would just take me a second.
There we go. Wait for it. Okay, fuck it. I thought literally you were just gonna pull one out of you, like fake it. You don't have to actually pull it. You read the bit wrong. We're good. I don't actually need it. Yeah, I'm throwing the real Don's got your back. I don't think it hits a bill. I honestly don't. I think theater habits have changed. I think this isn't the kind of story that would drag in the kind of people that went to see Oppenheimer, and it definitely doesn't have an install base like Barbie. It's not Minecraft. Like, who's this movie really for? It's not told on the version of the Odyssey like King was talking about reading in high school.
No.
It's told on a version of the Odyssey written from a distinctly feminist viewpoint.
And I do believe there are false numbers a little bit on this weekend as well, because it is competing with the finals of the World Cup.
The challenge flag. Oh, dude, 100. Oh, dude, that's a great point, dude. That's what happens when other hobbies and entertainment minutes like collide. We talk all the time about how when baseball was the only sport out there, of course it was America's pastime. That's all you had. When movie theaters were the only entertainment you had, that's what you did. But now you got gaming, you got movie theaters, you got short form content, you got all kinds of shit. It's not that easy anymore. Oh, yeah, dude, 100% the red flag. We're working on that. We got a whole bit lined up for that. We got to get King outside with the clipboard, though. We're doing that, though. Yeah. Clipboard and a bowl cut. Probably can't get you in the bowl cut though. But he's the owner. He wouldn't even throw. He wouldn't throw the flag anyway.
I will not do
no bowl.
I'm not going to look like the owner of the Raiders. I'm just not doing it.
I tell you what, maybe I just go upstairs and cut the boy's hair real quick while he's sleeping and make him do it. You seen him? He got the flop hair. He could do it. Dave agrees. The emojis need the red flag. Dude, we're gonna get the red flag. And matter of fact, I think I'm gonna get a Winter Wolf yellow flag. That way I can tell you guys when to back off with the criticisms. Like, whoa, wait a minute now. That's 10 yards. Let me just run my show, just in case.
Unnecessary roughness.
Roughing the host. Wait, can I send you the referee's top? That way you could do that.
Yeah.
Just to have you cut in, get the whistle on the ring. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Not doing that. Dude, we busy real down. We 20 minutes deep and we only been to topic 1. But let's get off the Odyssey for a quick bit. You guys can see it and let us know what you thought, because I'm sure some of you will get to it before we will. I'm not getting to it until early next week anyway. But we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think
that was a great movie.
Unnecessary roughness with Sam Bakula. That was it.
Scott Bakula.
Bakula.
Captain Archer.
Yeah.
Ivan says, did you see the trailer for Alan Richardson's Motor City movie? Apparently, it only has 5 lines of dialogue in the entire movie. Dude, that's wild. No, I haven't. But I'd be down for that, because if you guys go back and check our back catalog, reviewed a movie that only had 11 words total in the whole damn thing, and it was one of the best horror movies.
No one's coming to save you.
Yep, no one will save you. Dude, you might have had the channel first yellow card after suggesting we get the red flag. Dumbass.
All right. Well, one other thing we were very hyped for at the beginning of the year, but as more and more comes out about it, we are not as hyped. And it's it has nothing to do with red or yellow. Has a little bit to do with green.
A little bit of green.
But green is an ugly color, apparently, by the showrunner. So,
dude,
Lanterns has some troubling news coming out of the production.
Dude, I'll tell you what, the only thing going to be green about that show is the money it's not going to make, because it's in real trouble, guy. And the story I told you yesterday with the copyright strikes and the takedowns, that has all now been verified. But let me walk you guys into the story. So actually, I'll open with, if you don't want spoilers for the DCU Lantern series, bounce and come back. Give me about 5 minutes, or mute us, and I'll tap my hat when I'm done saying this. King and Oracle. I will tap my hat when the spoiler part is over. So you've been warned in 3, 2, 1. Rumors are out there persisting that Hal Jordan dies definitively, permanently, episode 1. If that greatest Green Lantern of all time is only in the first episode.
The only ever White Lantern.
Just saying, right? And here we go. We'll tap a root right there. So we're back. So having said that all, right, that's the spoiler part. Now this is just like the politics part of it. So prominent YouTube channel in some circles, and a large, they've run a large blog called Cosmic Book News, was running the story of that leak that I just laid on you guys, which I guess makes us actionable as well to a degree. But they got hit with multiple cross-platform legal notices to take down their copywritten material, which featured only text that they had written and publicly available still shots from the show. And dude, you know something? I've seen this happen before. Like I said, I saw this with Naughty Dog and Last of Us 2. Companies don't pay legal teams to strike channels to stop shit unless it's true. And that's concerning for a DC universe that's already faltering, dude. I don't know what else we can make of that. If they're coming for you, if they're coming at you like that, with that kind of hand-fisted approach for a show that's due out soon over people just speculating about leaks, you could just deny it and let the chips fall where they may. What do you do? We'll get to Ivan in a second. I want your initial take on the on this leak. What do you think? Because I know you just believed it to a degree yesterday, but now it's out there.
Yeah, well, it's still based on the research and the spiders I sent out today through the interwebs, that it's still unconfirmed.
Interesting.
It's still in the unconfirmed state. But it is gaining traction that event does happen. Some of the other stuff that I heard in sending out my webcast here is it is a grounded buddy cop mystery tone, murder mystery tone.
That's what they wanted us to think up front, for sure.
That's what it's that it's supposed to be more compared to True Detective than anything superhero related.
Oh, that's definitely 100% the vibe. That's absolutely what they were going for. I'm trying to, because I was on Twitter earlier trying to find where was that story there? I think Yellow Flash had that.
And was it Grant Morris came out and said that he him and the co-creator Damon Lindenthor were joking that green is a stupid color.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. And they want no green in it. That's why it has a more muted color palette throughout the show.
It's because these people hate superhero products, characters, IPs. They really don't like it at all.
Then write your own stuff and go away.
No. Dude, now I'm gonna have to break in here and move us to like right out of what I think is unconfirmed status here. Now walk me through this again. I hit the little plus button down here and I go to screen share. Yeah.
Yep. And then you choose choose the tab you want to bring up or the screen you want to bring up.
Are you reading me right here? This is on Cosmic Book News' Twitter right here.
It's not up.
It should be up. Did I not do that right again? How about now?
There we go. Now we got to put on stage like that.
You fired on stage for me there. Check that tweet out right in the middle.
All right, I gotta get close to the screen here.
Yeah. Zoom it in for everybody that's over 40.
Over the past 72 hours, Warner Brothers Discovery filed copyright takedowns against this outlet on 3 platforms for covering Lantern's TV show rumors. We have every document. There's a whole story with receipts.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, this is ugly business for them. I gotta unshare that shit now. How do I unshare?
There you go.
I got it. Dude, I think that this story has, I mean, not that we pushed it into confirmed, but like that's their outlet saying we have receipts, they're coming. And it just reminds me, for any of you guys that were around the early stages of the channel before I even had the King on, Sony did this for Naughty Dog's Last of Us 2 when the rumors came out that Joel didn't make it out of like the first chapter of that game. They were striking channels that literally just had verbal comms like we're doing right now. No leaked footage, no in-game images, no gameplay, not even the written word that like somebody leaked an email out of the studio. Like people just talked about it. And they were using third-party shell companies to copyright strike these channels. And I think that's the bunkest kind of bullshit. Like that is the scummiest kind of bullshit you can do in a free society almost. Like we're allowed to speculate. We're allowed to discuss fucking rumors. And I think that, like I said at the beginning of the segment, if you jackwads had such little faith in the project, don't make it. You know, it should be able to send, because you're right, dude. At first jump, that trailer we got, the buddy cop motif, the true detective, grizzled vet, up and coming younger, they'll find the respect in the middle, make a team, which is what the Lantern Corps is. That's a doable show. Minus shit about the green, because no, that needs to be green. That's the point.
Yeah.
You know? But now
the Green Lantern Corps. There's a reason why they're green, because each color actually means something.
And there's thousands of greens. You know what I mean? It ain't like there's 2 of them. And that's the counter bullshit that I heard earlier too, where people are like, oh, well, you know, it's probably because they only want one Lantern in universe. I'm like, but they already got one.
Yeah,
they already dumped
Guy
one
Gardner.
in Superman. They already put Guy in there. And I've heard they're considering Kyle and Jessica. Jessica getting a damn cartoon.
I want to see the squirrel, man.
I want the squirrel. I know the real Don knows the squirrel's name. Ivan probably knows the squirrel's name too. Hit me. Here we go there. Real Don says, could they have that first episode set in present day and then flashback? I think so. But dude, I would do that. But the fact that they're striking channels for the rumors is really concerning.
It is rumored to be set in 2 timelines, in the 2016 timeline and the 2026 timeline.
That's a little different than what the real Don's calling for. And I think either of those ideas works. But I mean, for the love of God, leaks and rumors are just a part and parcel with like the nerd culture, pop culture. You can't strike channels for talking about that shit. All it does is it brings down the full Streisand effect on you. The whole damn thing. Like if you just let the rumor come and go, and then you hype up the show as you would with your normal marketing push, we were still gonna watch it. I'm honestly out on it right now. Like I'm in my piss stage right now. I'm annoyed that they did that because I was anti Dog and Sony fall. I'm not buying Naughty Dog's next game. That stupid space game they're working on. That game's gonna bomb. We're holding them accountable for that shit. You know?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to see what it looks like on Sunday, August 16th at 9 p.m. on HBO.
Dude, the Pape's already Warden Prime himself is like the series is gonna be a shit show. Dude,
oh, well, that's the color palette they went with. Just to let you know.
Dude, was that not the most depressing thing we had seen in like a hot minute? It's like it's all beige and brown and like yellow. Like it's literally that. That's the palette. And anything but green. And that one lingering shot of the costume in the closet, like for fuck's sake, like at least make it the green that's behind me and he looks at it all disdainfully if you want and then slams the door shut, some shit. I don't know. But like literally it's like it's the crappiest brown and the crappiest, darkest muted green. I don't know if the real Don is having a stroke, please type 1 in the chat and we will send medical attention. Also the squirrel's name. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Chip. I know. It's like today's weather, dude. Pape,
no
it's
doubt.
crazy. Dude, I don't know if our viewers tuning in from all over elsewhere in the world and in the country, but the New England weather is unseasonably, Pape, what's the word? Smoky. Little fire in our neighbors to the north. They keep doing that shit every summer. They need to knock that off. Please. I'd like to go on breathing. But we'll do. Ivan says if they do the thing, does that mean they're doing Parallax right from the debut? Dude, I don't think they know Parallax. And even if they did that, dude, Ivan, as a fan of comics, right? Would you want them to go to that arc for Hal that early instead of giving him a season or two to be the hero that we meant losing? Like, come on. There's no way.
You don't get that payoff. Like you're not getting the watchers not understanding what they're losing and how he became that way. You're losing a whole bunch of how do you say this? It's kind of like, that payoff that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Or that heartache you'll have because who he became and then his redemption tour.
Yeah, dude, that's garbage. Ivan says, yeah, that's what I'm hearing because only Jon Stewart will be in Man of Tomorrow, not Jordan, which isn't a good sign. Dude, but they'll have Guy Gardner in Man of Tomorrow too. That's almost assured, isn't it? Well, they're not going to bring him, Terrific, and a Hawk Girl back.
I heard they were have to.
Right, and I heard they were adding. Oh crap! I just read this article right before we started, and I can't remember. They're adding. There's another character they're bringing in.
They also have Lex in the Lex suit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's another character they haven't used in live action that they were pulling in. I'm like, it's a Superman movie. Can I just have Superman punching shit for 10 seconds and like saving kids from like burning buildings? Does it need to be the event? Thank you, Ivan. That was right. Exactly. It was Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. Like as if this franchise needs more dead weight. Fucking hell. Like who decided that needed to be a thing? James. Mr.
Gunn.
I mean, come on now. Like, does anybody really just want this to like fail like outright? Because like, I don't want it to suck, but like they're gonna shoot themselves in the face or step on the rake as many times as they're gonna. But it's what I just hope his movies can. Blue Beetles is that when Gunn took over, he said it was.
Yeah, he said it was one of the first. He said that one was like the first one of the. That was the break point. He didn't have a name for it, but it'd be the first one of the new point, as he said.
Right. Yep. He said, yeah, Aquaman done. That's why they were able to recast Momoa as Lobo. They said flat out right there, that's when Cavill wasn't coming back as Superman, even though he had just put out that Instagram post.
Yeah, they just told him he was coming back.
Likes. Yep. And the same thing with Gal as Wonder Woman. They're like, nope, we're good here. I'm like, all right. Dude, I know we already got Blue Beetle. It's the third lowest performer all time, I think, on the chart we were rocking a couple weeks ago when we did the numbers.
And I think this is a DC problem. Like DC does not translate well to screen, except for Superman and Batman. The rest of them don't really translate that well to live action. Whoa. Now, when they get to the animated, dude, there is nothing better. Like they should stick to their animated, like they should be pushing that because that's their moneymaker. They should be putting animated movies in the theater because then you're going to get that kid target and you could compete with stuff like Minions and Toy Story. And
I don't know about that level, but it's still a good idea to put them in there because it does give you an opportunity to take your kid to the movie and see something that's probably vetted as being good. Ivan points out again,
instead of throwing down the streaming service.
Dude, Ivan points it out again, dude. I don't get sick of hearing you repeat it because you're dead ass right, 100%. Gobsmack how a TV channel did the DC universe better than big budget movies, 100% right.
And not even a good TV channel.
Yeah, dude. The
like most we used to joke about shows on the WB
Yep, before it was even the CW.
Yeah, before it was CW, it was the WB
Mhm.
before the CW,
Yeah.
and then it became the CW.
Dude, you know, I gotta throw. I'll use my challenge, my other challenge flag for the evening. Dude, I think it's just this: the crops of talent that they have current day can't adapt DC properly. Wonder Woman did gangbusters. Aquaman 1 made their money. Batman and Superman are typically bankable. You know what I mean? I don't see why they couldn't make a Green Lantern movie that's effective. I don't see how do we have the special effects to be done, and it's a typical hero's journey story. Why can't I make that? You know, dude, you don't think you could sit down, given a year and a salary to carry, that you could have done that? Just saying. Arthur Edis, welcome to the channel. Jurassic and the Matrix both live up to the Highlander code. Oh, both live up to the Highlander. My bad. There can only be one. I would tend to agree. You don't think you could pluck a DC character out of this somewhere and bang out a movie? Really? You? Come on, dude. I disagree.
I'm just saying it doesn't translate well, because
what's the difference between that and Marvel?
Marvel is more upbeat, where DC is much darker. And the thing is that they try. No, it's not a choice. If you read the comic books, it's a much darker take on stuff other than Superman.
Yeah, dude, Supergirl, you throw in there. Wonder Woman, you throw in there. I get that those are the ones.
Wonder Woman is not a upbeat book.
It depends on the run. It absolutely depends on the run. But that doesn't mean you can't. They haven't tried not to do the dark, gritty, grounded version of this crap yet. I think you could take whatever chemistry made Reeves Superman good. You could inject that into the Green Lantern's my focal point for this. You could absolutely make that movie in the spirit of Superman, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind you could do that. No doubt. The other ones, I'd have to look deeper into characters and get into like the rest of Justice League and see if they all lend themselves darker, then just do it justice. Honor the source. Like why couldn't they do that? I think the
only one you could possibly get away with being more upbeat is the Flash.
Oh, okay, great point. But they made a garbage movie. They were trend chasing. They were trying to do an Avengers movie in that with the Keaton inclusion. They tried to do Flashpoint without working their way to Flashpoint. And at the end of the day, what did you get? A CGI slot fest before it was all AI. And also, what's his face? That nobody liked him. He was already box office poison at that point. The lead there, what's his name? Ezra Miller. Miller. Mm-hmm. That was already garbage at that point. Pape was just saying, Warner Brothers has movie envy. Instead of trying to make a good film, they're trying to top Marvel. Dude, they've been doing that for 15 years.
But they're not going to out-Marvel Marvel. That's the thing.
Marvel's not even out-Marveling Marvel anymore.
Yeah, you're not going to out-Marvel Marvel. Marvel was such a big hit when it first came on the scene as a comic book because it was set in places that people could recognize. You had Daredevil in Hell's Kitchen. You had Spider-Man coming from Queens and then living in Manhattan. Yep. Like you had Captain America from Brooklyn and then doing what he does. Like it was people they could recognize. And of course, he used New York because, of course, Stan Lee's from New York. So you write what you know. That's why he said world outside your window. Yeah. You know, where you have these fictional cities of like Metropolis and Gotham and Star City and Capital City and Star City and all the other cities. Ivan said, just make the great but short-lived Green Lantern animated series live action. There's a play too. Why couldn't they take one of the animated things that you like and adapt that? You don't think that they could take the Superman, Batman, Apocalypse thing I just watched and slap that into live action? Because with animated, you can do so much more than you can do with live action. Dude, in 1980, what can I do in live action now? You can do it, but who says it's going to look right? Like, you got to get it right, dude. You got to. But that's the problem. You don't have many people who know how to get it right. And that's what I said right up front. This current crop of dickheads can't get it right, but it can be done. I will always say you're not gonna find a studio nor a budget that's going to be able to get it right like you can with the first time through with an animated film. Yeah. Animation is where it's at. It's like I'm scared about the Mistborn live action because the magic system would work so much better in an animated film. But you know, once you go animated, though, you lose of your readership group. What do you lose? 80%? Like right off the rip, people like grown-ups that read Mistborn probably aren't tuning in for animated.
They're just not.
They're not, because they want to see everyone come to life.
Right.
But
Right.
with animated, you could actually bring it to life to a point where people would actually enjoy it. People have to get the stigmatization that animation is for kids.
Yeah.
And you got to get that out of your head. Animation is to make stories better.
Ivan brings up a dovetail point right in there. Look at One Piece live action on Netflix. Basically an animated live action show. It can absolutely be done right. But King's defense, One Piece by its nature is kind of goofy. So you can be goofy in live action because your source was goofy. The best parts of DC, I think what King was driving at, are not goofy.
No.
You know what I mean? Like Superman's goofy. The super family is goofy. The other stuff that people tend to buy, like the whole Batman family, not goofy. You know what I mean?
Wonder Woman.
So I can see that. It's a talent question more than it is a doability because of what it is problem. That was not the most articulate way to put that, but
yeah, it would just be better in animated. I'm a big component for animated.
You're consistent on that point. Every week you say that, like when the topic comes up, for sure. But we'll just have to see what happens. I didn't realize it was August. The Wonder Twins, goofy, definitely. But see, if we made that, we would lean all the way into the goofy, all the way.
But the Wonder Twins didn't have a long run either after the 60s.
Right. There's a reason it hasn't been brought back 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they did that this season, Ivan. I just caught the trailer for that the other day. That show. Maybe I give that a second chance. I was out on that from jump. I didn't like the look of the art style. But you've mentioned it a couple of times that you usually point us in the direction of good shit.
And
Maybe
earlier you talked about like it has the voice actor from Moana who did Moana's voice is in it.
Oh, cool. I'll check that out. Legends of Tomorrow could have done Wonder Twins so well. Yep.
It would have fit with them.
Yeah, 100%. Because again, it leaned into the goofy. It really did. Anytime you get Captain Cold or whatever his name was with the freeze gun, you got to go goofy. Like you can't get around that. Dude, do we want to talk Sam Neill next before we
I was about to say, since we're already in the darkness of DC, let's go ahead and bring up darkness in real life.
Yeah, big sad on this one, man. Didn't the last Jurassic World movie just come out like 10 seconds ago? Like literally like last summer or the summer before?
Yeah, and I think he was in the Peaky Blinders movie too that just came out.
Yeah, he was. I thought it was looking like he was a healthy guy, but 78 is a hell of a run.
He was supposed to be cancer-free. He was battling a type of blood cancer that was destroying his white T cells. He was cleared cancer-free in April of this year, and then suddenly he got worse, and then he was dead within like 8 hours of it, like him getting sick.
Dude, yeah. If you guys want to drop a whole bunch of fuck cancers in chat, I wouldn't be opposed to it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and apparently he was fighting pneumonia at the same time too.
And that's that's the thing that'll take you out when you don't have your white blood cells.
Yeah. That'll be. That's what took Bernie Mac too, was pneumonia.
Bernie Mac went quick. I remember that. Went real quick. Pape says he was in season 1 of Peaky Blinders, killed off in season 2. But still working. That's the point. Still working, and you get super sick, and then you toast. But that sucks, dude. We were talking pre-show about if we're gonna do the poll and do your favorite Sam Neill movie that isn't Jurassic Park. I've seen a few of his things. I'm not a giant Sam Neill fan outside of Jurassic Park, without a doubt. But Event Horizon is always gonna pop up in my head. It's like this weird out there pseudo Warhammer 40K glimpse at what that side of the universe kind of looks like. You know what I mean? Just weird. Like really weird. I mean, neither made. It sucks when the ones you like are always seem to be the one to pop up on the Facebook obit pages kind of thing.
And just like Oracle just said, he does have a movie coming out next year. He will be part of the Monarch story of Kong and
that's right. King
Kong and Godzilla.
True.
Supernova.
Yeah. I know you guys are a big fan of him from Hunt for Red October for sure. I need to go rewatch. Maybe we should put that on a retro watch. I haven't seen that in ages. Hey, put a pin in that.
I really would have liked to see Montana.
No, that sucks. You guys, other favorite Sam Neill movies in the chat? We got any Omen fans? He was in. What was it? Oh, it was The Possession. Was it?
It was like the third one. Yeah, the third one
for sure. He was a creepy looking dude. The Oracle pulled his picture yesterday. We were like pre-gaming the show and found that one cover, the one picture that I think they used on the box art where he's kind of got that whole like he's looking down the bridge of his nose at you. I think it's a black and white photo. Creepy. Creepy stuff.
Put down the
Now he's in
cat,
the big
Damien.
Montana in the sky. Yeah.
Or
for
Big,
sure.
Big Sky, Montana.
Big Sky, now he's in the big Sky, Montana. There you go. That'll work. That could work. Yeah. I remember hearing stories back in the day. The dude was up to be James Bond at one point, but they always wanted a Brit. And he's
'cause he's
Australian,
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Yeah.
He's a Kiwi.
Yeah. Dude, I'm right there with you, dude. One of my favorite comedy beats in that whole movie, because they got a bunch of weird pratfall sounds and all kinds of shit in that movie. And there's a couple like boink kind of cartoon sounds when someone's getting popped. But there's that moment where Lawrence Fishburne, as the captain, is reviewing the security footage of what happened to the crew. And after they see it, it just cuts back to his stone cold stoic face, and he goes, "We're leaving." And then like it just cuts to action beat and like the crew kicks into gear. It's the best delivery of "we're leaving" ever. Because my man's seen some shit. He's a decorated soldier. He's like, "Nope, not today.
Not
We're
today.
gone." Not a great movie overall. Definitely has its problems, but I am always down for. It's one of those movies I'm always down for a rewatch of that. Not the least of which is because Sam Neill has got to be the creepiest son of a bitch ever. When they give him the latitude to be like that creepy son of a bitch, but he's good.
Where we're going, we don't need eyes.
The creepiest version of Doc Brown's line ever. Maybe they wrote that intentionally to be like that. Roads, eyes, it's all the same shit, right?
It depends on who you ask.
Right. Yeah. And then the Oracle found dude, what was Oracle? What's the one from the poll? I don't know the poll in front of it. Was it Possession?
Possession. And then the other, what was the Mouth of
In the Mouth of Madness. That's
in the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah, that was from 94. That was a good one. I don't remember Possession at all. Do any of you guys remember Possession? And should we watch that?
We should, just to get a more rounded view of our knowledge base.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea. We just got to slate that in all the new stuff that we got to see. Lots of new stuff.
It starts slowing down here now that we get into August and September. It starts slowing down.
Yeah, but you just put Lantern right back on the list. You know what I mean? Like that right back on the radar anyway. I forgot that was right around the corner. Redditors say he's really good in Possession. Okay, good to know. Good to know. To take a look at that. Yeah, and it's not going to stay slow quick, because we do have other horror stuff that's coming up too. Like once we get done Lanterns, we go a month. We'll figure that out. But then Camp Crystal Lake is a thing.
Yeah, Camp Crystal Lake. We got the prequel series of Nightmare on Elm, not Nightmare on Elm Street, but Friday the 13th.
Oh, yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, that was a false start. Yep. We're Friday the 13th, where this takes place in between, right before the first movie.
A little bit before that, I thought this was focused on Pam Voorhees, his mother.
It is,
but it's right before. I thought this was her as a younger woman before she's even pregnant. I thought maybe I read that.
No.
Did I get that wrong?
This is after Jason's drowning.
All right, that changes things a little bit for me, but I think I'm still interested. If they pull it off on the same level that they did that the Good Hannibal show, I think this could work. As long as it can't rely on the schlock like the movies do. They have to actually tell episodic story here.
So it is a Peacock A24 Friday the 13th prequel premise that's released on October 13th, 2026. All 8 episodes will be released at once, with Linda Cardani starring as Pamela Voorhees and Callum Version playing a younger Jason, filmed at the actual original camp location, Camp Nabibusu,
not going to be working here anymore.
Blairstown, New Jersey. Creator Brad Caleb Kane, Welcome to Derry, is described as a paranoid 70s thriller with a river of blood.
Dude, interesting, because if it's Jason as a kid, he obviously ain't killing anybody yet. Because if they make him into a killer as a kid, that changes my read on him being the sympathetic victim of like the bullying and the drowning. Like if the other camp kids bully him into drowning because he killed 3 of them, I care less. You know what I mean? You got to remember, we are in the fuck them kids era, so they got to be careful how they play with that.
Because it used to be those teens. It used to be those teens. Now we down to kids now.
We're down to kids, dude. It's getting a little, you know what I mean? It's getting a little weird. But dude, what are your expectations for this show? Do you have a hype level for this? I love Jason as a character. I love zero.
No
Zilch.
Expectations. If
right.
if the bar is set
hype?
so low, then they can't trip over it.
I mean, you could still stand on it and then let it roll, and then you go all Looney Tunes, though.
Well, we're coming
That's
off
the
of a
trouble
huge
bar.
lawsuit that started back in 2021 for the rights for this, where Victor Miller finally
Victor
got
Miller.
the rights back
Yeah,
after
'cause
that remake, which actually the remake was really good. It liked some of the
Yes.
other hidden stuff from that remake that showed how Jason got around the camp so fast. Like he had little shortcuts and tunnels and a little place he could hide out at, like a little, place where he wants to kick his feet up and resharpen his butcher knife.
I just want to address the guys in the chat. Yes, we all like Linda Cardellini. She's gorgeous. I'm with you 100% on this, and that's why I've recommended if we put together that new playlist, like that Second Chance playlist, we should start with Friday the 13th, 2009, 100%. Oh, and not to leave out Mediocre Maiden. That's our dude. That's a mark of quality if Mediocre Maiden saying she's gorgeous too. Facts. Yeah, I'm down for this show because I'm down for interesting takes that don't destroy continuity, that don't ruin canon. And I feel like I'm gonna think the same about this show that I thought about Welcome to Derry. Right? They're telling me another story that's gonna get me to something I'm familiar with. And that show largely didn't leave me disappointed by telling me that crap I already knew no longer applied. And like you said, that legal battle started decades ago. That shit was going on right after Jason X. And that's why it took so long to get to that remake. And then again, to even get to that spot while we're at here.
Yeah, because it was the win that was in 2021.
Right.
That's when he won the rights back.
Dude, I've tried to track that, and maybe we should run that through one of our AI tools to could you give us the breakdown this legal battle like I'm 3, not even 5, like I'm 3? Because the complexity in this case boiled down to minutia details, down to who owns the idea of the mask, the hockey mask.
With the win, he can still not use the hockey mask. But
That's
if you
what I'm
remember in the
saying.
first was it Friday the 13th 2 and 3, he had a bag over his head.
He had the bag for 2 and got the mask in 3.
He found it in the middle of 3 though. It wasn't the beginning.
Yes, he had to kill Shelley to get the mask.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jason name, the Crystal Blood name, the machete, I think the machete, the mask, and there was one more thing that there was always in dispute. Dude, there was a dispute.
Franchise elements.
Dude, exactly. It's all those things, and I think elements of the scores, what the classic sound, like that whole thing, that's disputed.
Do you actually know what they're saying in that?
Kill. Yep. Everybody knows that. We all love it.
And there's also a Hush Baby in there too.
Is there a Hush Baby in there?
Mm-hmm. When I watched the documentary on the films that made us.
Oh yeah, dude, I meant to watch that a long time ago. That was solid. We should do that too. Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have zero. I'm not surprised you have zero expectations, but I figured maybe as a classic horror guy, you'd be a little hyped. No,
hype is different than expectations.
Oh, okay. All right, lay that on me. Where are you at hype level?
I'm actually kind of excited to see it. Do you want to see it right now?
What?
Do the chat want to see it right now?
I want to see it right now.
I want to see some yeses in that chat. Let's see some yeses in that chat if you want to see it right now.
Let's see it. We're gonna get at least one, and we're gonna look really stupid.
Yeah, we're gonna look really stupid.
Let's see. Maybe we're not. Maybe we can't get away with doing the play to the crowd thing. Here we go. Yeah. Hey, there we go. We got one.
Hey, we got one. All right, we got the teaser trailer for you guys tonight that dropped yesterday.
There we go.
It's not long, and it doesn't have much speaking in it. So let's go ahead and roll this beautiful kill footage.
I'm going big screen. I got to see this whole thing. Alrighty.
It's like someone put a curse on this town. It all started when that kid drowned last summer. There's something in these woods.
That was the sound. I heard it. Did you hear it?
All it knows how to do is kill.
Mommy's here.
Dude, roll that back and freeze it on bloody face. That's awesome. Like, that's some PTSD. I just murderized 3 different people and caught the splatter. That's not bad for a teaser. Not bad. That's at October 15th, though, just to be, want to keep everybody up to speed. I think we said
October 15th, 2026.
My bad. Dude, this is some shit. This is some shit. This looks good. That image right there, I think, just sold me on, like, my hype just went from like medium. I'm over the bell curve now. I'm hyped now.
So why do kids singing make a trailer so much creepier?
Dude, it's so because it all goes back to the 1-2. Freddy's coming for you. It
3,
all goes
4.
back.
You better lock your door.
It's saying, dude, I can't wait now to at least get a longer teaser trailer of this show. Dude, Mediocre Maiden might be like, I'm out. I'm unsubscribing. This channel is going weird places with the bloody horror stuff. We do that, though. Stick around. Maybe go check. Dip your toe in the Winter Wolf waters, right? Go check out our review on Welcome to Derry. We did not shy away from the gore on that show. And I think we covered that pretty well. And that's going to be our format, I think. We got to go episode by episode, I think, on this one, like we did for Welcome to Derry. Even though, I don't know. He said it's got a whole drop at once. That's different. That changes it up. That does kind of change it up, though. It's easy to do the weekly breakdown. The batch breakdown is a little trickier, I think. What do you want to do when that comes out? Do you want to go weekly or episodes?
I think we could do the whole thing. Because it's not weekly. It's a hot drop.
Yeah,
we need to come up with a name for that instead of the Netflix
hot drop.
The hot drop.
The hot drop. The cold drop. I mean, we're winter themed, but the cold drop sounds bad. The plop. The plop. Pape's calling for 2 reps at a time, so maybe 4 videos.
4 videos. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
We can do that.
We could do the pairs.
Or as you're a fan of doing their depending on the total number of episodes, if there are logical breakpoints.
Oh, yeah.
2, something
kind of like how
cool.
Andor is broken down into 3, 3, 3, and 2. Yeah.
Maybe we take a look at that. That might be the play there. So I think the show would kind of lend itself to that. Dude, you're right. Dude, Creepy Kids is it. Dude, gritty 70. And if they shoot it in a way where they add a little film grain to, like, if they're shooting digitally, like they make it look.
You're going to see that. You're going to see a little bit more orange in it. It's kind of like when you go to Mexico, it's like really dark burned orange on the screen. And
it's like that outside my house right now. I'm going to knock that shit off with these wildfires up here. Shit.
But this leads right into the Nets topic too, where Paramount acquires the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street after coming to a deal with Widow. I don't know how to say it. It's Iya and son. Iya Bunka and son Jonathan Craven. The new film will land under the Paramount's new banner of Paramount Primal.
That's what I was hearing, dude. Oof. Dude, I'm torn on both of these when I put them together, right? We're eating banger as horror fans this year, right?
Yeah.
We are not hungry at all.
March was, marathon March there with like every week there was one coming out.
Gotta like loosen the belt a little bit, like after a good Thanksgiving dinner, because we ate that well this season so far for horror, right? And most of it, actually all of it, was all original stuff. And I'll even roll it back into like last year, and I'll include Undertone in this little bit.
That was this year. That was earlier this year. That was February.
February, that's right. My bad. It was February, right? We're eating real good for the horror stuff. And it's all new, it's all fresh. It's not giant actors and all this stuff. It's not IP that's got 10 editions, even though those are the franchises we grew up on and we love. So I love all this new stuff, but I remember talking to you. I remember having this chat with you like a week ago where I said, I feel like at some point we're going to hear Hollywood's going to learn the wrong lesson. And all they're going to hear is horror's popular. What do we have that we can do? Is this rights acquisition? What do we have? What can we do? Trying to keep up with the Joneses of new horror shit coming from YouTube?
See, it seems like Paramount has found themselves, getting that huge inheritance and like, what can we buy that daddy never bought us?
Fact.
And that's what it seems like. I mean, they bought Warner Brothers. They're buying up all these IPs. They're buying up streaming services. I mean, now they own the rights to both Fox and CNN News. I mean, come on, they're buying everything. So, I mean, why not? I mean, how many zeros? Like, you just hand Jonathan Craven a check and it's like, fill it out. We don't care.
Right, we'll restructure and we'll somehow not be $50 billion in debt.
Yeah.
But anyway, dude,
I think they should do so much with a Nightmare on Elm Street story. Like before there was a nightmare, there was an Elm Street, and have that story told.
I love that tagline too. Love
No,
that
I'm talking about
tagline.
that's the title.
Oh, I thought you were talking in terms of tagline.
It just called Elm Street, and then it's like before there was a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. I do that's solid. I'm nervous that them getting these rights puts them in a spot to make something. There it is. There we go. Right? I'm stopping right at the quick cash part, right? It could be, but they tried that. And it wasn't as good as the Jason 2009 movie. That Freddy remake was garbage. Yeah. Top shelf garbage.
Yeah, the 2010 Freddy movie with the dude from Watchmen, Ink Spot.
Ink Spot. I'm glad you went with that.
Yeah.
It was just bad. It was uninspired. The lead they hired to play Nancy didn't look like she wanted to be there. Didn't look like she liked horror movies. Dude, get Indy Navarrete on the phone right now from Obsession to be Nancy. There you go. There's your movie. I just solved your problem.
Oh, I think she would be a better Tina, tell you the truth. The first kill, but the screams and the torture she goes through.
She's got the personality to absolutely carry Final Girl material, though.
She could.
And in this shitty remake, they had Tina be the final girl for like 2/3 of the movie anyway. So they remake the remake. You're going to get what you want. I think you got to do. What do you do story-wise, though? Like you said, if before the nightmare there was an Elm Street, do you just bang out this thing where you got Freddy Krueger is practicing as a serial, like it's early serial killer shit, like Silence of the Lambs kind of thing?
Yeah, it's early serial killer stuff. He has his own family, and
which we saw in Freddy 6.
Yeah, where he's not doing what he does to them. He goes out and finds others, and it has a great opening shot. It's fall. You're coming down, you bring in a big drone shot coming down the street. School bus passes in front of it. And then you start seeing little Halloween stuff kind of on the side, but it's like a rotten pumpkin. Like it's way past Halloween. We're going into November now.
Yep.
And then that's just how you start. And then you go to, and then you pass a telephone pole and there's a missing poster of a little girl. And then you stop on the Krueger house and he comes out going to work.
Yeah, I can roll with that. That's your teaser trailer right there. That's 100% what that is. Maybe he whistles the song just to throw a little Easter egg in there.
1, 2.
Exactly.
Yep.
Dude, that could work. I see them banging out some stuff like that. But again, so do you think do they go series or do they just go film? They do whatever they want.
That I believe would have to be a series because you're not following the kids in this one. You're following their parents. And when they burn him, like it wraps up with them burning him alive.
Into season 2. Or at the end.
At the end. I mean, maybe mini series would probably be better instead of seasons, because then you have to stretch it out and add in a whole bunch of filler crap that you don't want to fill in. Like, I don't want to feel bad for him of like why he's like this.
Dude, and that's why I'd be anti-series on this one, I think, for the exact same reason I don't want them to have Jason be revealed to be a weirdo bully of his own, that maybe he tortured a kid. That's why the other kids picked on him and threw him off the dock or something. Freddy does not need to be humanized. He does not need to be empathized with. He does not need any of these things. He legitimately needs to be an evil piece of shit. So, like, start to finish.
In my research today, because, of course, we have a couple more things to hit on. Yeah. Freddy Krueger is set in the Evil Dead universe.
By fan headcanon?
By Sam Raimi helping the original writer, Wes Craven, write it. And they
remember that.
They put the evil demon that gave him the power to be the Nightmare is one of the demons from his Book of the Dead.
That's not a bad little tie-in too, because I like that better than how they execute that in Freddy's Dead, where it's just like, as I'm burning alive, the 3 dream demons come to me and like, hey, you want to be a bad guy or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, just save me from burning. Like, that was always kind of stupid. I kind of like the idea that it ties in, which means that it takes place in the same world as Friday the 13th, because in Jason Goes to Hell, the Necronomicon, which I can pronounce the right way, is on a shelf at the mortuary house where they bring the body back to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're all the same. Sweet. We have fun here. It's what we do.
Yeah.
It's what we do. Cool.
Yeah, I was there and a reel came on, and the dude was talking about like all the movies that have a little tie somewhere to Evil Dead. That's been going on since 1981.
I'm sure. Little nods of things. I'm excited for both of these things. I think there's a balance to be struck here. I don't need every new horror thing that comes out to be some experimental thing or some unknown thing that has like grassroots support from a generation I belong to. But I need some of that. That's why I said there's context and balance, right? This is the balance part of the show. We need Obsession. We need Backrooms for those fans. Dude, I'm willing to give Zach Undertone. Right. I'm willing to give Zach Krager a shot doing Siren Head. I don't know what the fuck Siren Head is, but I'll go look it up on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I could get the real Don on that right now because he's watched 8 hours of the Backroom shit already. The real Don, go check out Siren Head.
The one to do the top, or was it the Top Hat Man? That would be a good one.
I don't know that one.
It's kind of like Slender Man, but he's wearing a top hat.
Dude, I keep saying that on top of like the 4chan stuff and SCP, I think these guys are fools for not like hitting up Creepypasta and getting into some of those old ones, and not necessarily the slasher shit like Jeff the Killer or any of them. I mean like Ben Drowned. I mean like Russian Sleep Experiments, the one Candle Cove. Like, go get these. These are chilling bits of short story to read.
I thought they were doing one on the Russian Sleep Experiment. I think.
Dude, I hope so.
I think there's one coming out on that one.
Dude, if done right, that's a banger movie that's going to take off. The same thing with a lot of their other top-rated stuff going. I've been on Creepypasta for like 20 years, I think. I've been there for a long time reading their shit. It's gotten worse progressively over time as like people's attention spans and writing ability have tapered off because we're not teaching these critical thinking and creative skills in school anymore.
No,
but some of the
we taught them to people like Claude and Chad.
Yeah. Write me a story in the style of early 2000s Creepypasta feature, whatever. No, just write your own shit. Writing your own shit is fun, kids. Write your own shit. We do it and we love it. And King writes shit all the time. Just saying.
I really do. I even had my own Nightmare on Elm Street series. That's not the Elm Street one.
Dude, maybe there's a video to be made out of that. The idea you pitched, if we could somehow narrate that. There might be something to do there. Maybe a member.
We'll have to make sure we demonetize that one, even though we're not monetized. But we'll have to make sure we hit the demonetization button on there.
We will change the names to protect the not so innocent on that one. That's what we're.
Well, you also put at the beginning, like this is a fan film. This is doing to honor them, kind of like the one guy who made those Jason movies.
Which the second? Did you see the trailer for we watched the trailer for the second one, right? It looks incredible.
It was
great. Professionally done on like a budget.
Yeah.
Oracle says there are 2 movies out about the sleep experiment. Are they movies about the sleep experiment, or is it Russian sleep experiment like the story itself?
Documentary style or narrative style?
I mean, there's a million movies out about Slender Man. There's only one Slender Man movie, which was garbage. Like bad.
Matt Mercer was in that.
Oh, God bless him. It's what the Spanish called El Terrible, narrative adaptation. Yeah. I want the thing. Actually, but I mean, that story lends itself to narrative adaptation, really.
It does.
I can see that. Maybe that's not a good example for me. That's probably a really good audiobook, though. Like a fucking radio play, like that kind of thing. That'd be sick.
I could see the movie with a narrative adaptation. You start off like in a very calm, like he's in a therapist office talking. And then he starts talking about his experiences. You cut to that, and then he come back and he's stabbing the therapist.
Oracle says it's right. Oracle says it's not based on real events, so it couldn't be a documentary. It can be a mockumentary. I don't know.
It wouldn't even be
it could be I think it's you're splitting hairs-a-mentary. I don't know. Yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah, dude. I guess the time will tell on both Freddy and Jason being revived. I think it's nice to see that the big dogs climb back in the ring after a while, but I think that sadly, like a lot of stuff, maybe slashers as we know them have just they've had their run.
They've had
into
their
other
run.
More experimental, higher concept stuff for right now. Maybe they come back. Maybe Zach Krager or who's the kid that did Obsession? The Backrooms.
I don't
Kane,
remember
what's
his
his name?
He's like
Kane
21 years old.
Right. Maybe that guy in like 10 years is the guy to become the Wes Craven that does the new meta thing and gives us the new Scream, and it reinvigorates slashers or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe one of these younger guys does this in like 10 years after we've done a phase of a whole different kind of horror movie. I think the appetite is there. These kids are turning out to those movies. Like, attention spans be damned, budgets be damned. Like, kids turned out for Backrooms, not just like kids with like daddy paying the tickets, like teens, young adults, kids that read this shit on YouTube or watched shit on YouTube. Like, there's a market there.
All right.
So, one time we'll tell. What do we got next, dude?
Well, it's our favorite time of the show, everybody. A segment that it took a while to bring back, but we have it back. Tonight, we are bringing back Batwatch.
Yay!
And to do Batwatch, we're going to go to our correspondent in the field, Oracle.
There she is.
You know when?
That's it.
All right. Thank you, Oracle. That's
I love Batwatch. I love the Batwatch. Let's get that graphic back up there because even I didn't. There it is. Yeah, dude. That's like 17 years since the Batman. It's too long.
5 years.
Dude.
For people who had to do math and no time.
It's been 22 years since the Batman came out. Fact. Look it up. The Batman came out in 2006. I swear to God. Like, how can they do this?
He was still a shiny vampire in 2006. So
listen. The Batman came out in 1997. I was graduating high school. I'm telling you, it's been a long time since this fucking movie came out. I don't know why this is taking so long. What is the problem? Why can't they just do this movie, dude? What is the holdup here?
Matt Reeves is a overriding professional, like perfectionist. That's the word I'm actually looking for. Perfectionist. He wants to make a good, not just a good Batman film. He wants to make the Batman film, like one that will stand up to the test of time, like Michael Keaton does, and he is Batman.
I think technically he is vengeance. I think that was the whole
that was in this one. Yeah, I am vengeance.
Yeah,
at least he didn't go with the overboard. Like Christian Bale, I love his Batman, but his voice was way overboard.
He should have just had the electronic. I think that would have just made it all the more believable, honestly. Dude, I mean, listen, I admire Reeves for wanting this to take time to bang out the right movie. The Batman, obviously, not without its flaws. You and I have talked about that a lot over the years. The second, third act, the runtime, this and that, whatever. I get the creative drive to want to do the best thing you can do, but I wonder if there's more to this release date than that. I wonder if this is him getting distance between his movie and the DCU.
Which he's talked about that he wants his stuff to be separate, but also with the WB's merger that I think it goes through NetSuite. Like, it's official. WB will be owned by Paramount NetSuite. Like, everything will be done, and then you're going to see a huge bunch of layoff coming up.
Inevitably.
With that, they're trying to push their movie that J.J. Abrams is doing, and it took their time slot. Because they were locked in for October of next year.
What's Abrams doing? I didn't even know he was still around. It's been a hot minute since I've heard his voice. I heard his name.
Let's go back real quick. I gotta find it.
Yeah, I think it behooves Reeves while you're looking. It behooves him to get take advantage of that kind of space because the DCU is going down. Dude, it's a crash and burn situation. The super family has been a super bust. There's no way around that. It hasn't earned out anywhere near what any of the bean counters wanted any of these things to earn out. If they're really going to try to cram 75 more characters into Man of Tomorrow and not give Corin Sweat the opportunity to literally elevate his own film, there's no hope for that, you know? And the Lanterns thing just really, really chaps my ass. Now, the more I think about that, the Lanterns rumor, the more annoyed I get at that project.
So it's a J.J. Abrams sci-fi movie, The Great Beyond. That's going to take the IMAX of October 2027.
I don't know so much that I'd be afraid of a J.J. Abrams movie.
He has a lot of trust to build back.
That's what I mean. Like, if I was reasonable, like, my movie made $900 million. Did you? No, but okay. Pape says held up by Gunn coming into Warner Brothers had to have been some infighting over the bat. I guarantee it. It. So who can use what villain? Who's in what timeline? No crossovers. But again, if I'm Reeves, I'm like, anything that's got the DC logo printed on it is like radioactive right now. So the farther
even
that
their
gets
books
away,
are on the downside.
Dude, the only books that it's been, listen, and total disclosure, it's been a hot minute since I've been into the local shop. It's been some months now, right? But a quick check online at any of like the top sellers will show you that like the only books that routinely sell are the Bat Family, whatever title you're on. And Absolute's actually doing pretty good. Like their DC's Absolute line's actually doing pretty good across most of their books, is my understanding when I talked to the guy last time I went in.
Talking about books and Batman, Frank Miller has a book coming out.
Dude, I looked into that a little earlier. Did you actually look that up on Amazon?
In the Art of Storytelling.
Yeah.
Frank Miller's memoirs released on July 14th, so yesterday.
Yep.
It's $35, 224 pages. Also being released this month is the Final Fantasy VII novel that is taking place. Where is that taking place at? Oh, yep, it's supposed to be in one of the famous places in 7. Like 7 is probably the most famous Final Fantasy out there.
Oh, the non-MMO one, right?
It's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth novel by it's a sequel to Traces of the Two Past, focusing on the ethereal Taff and the Cloud Shrink Soldier days. Japan released it on January. Oh, Japan released it earlier this year. The English release is it's coming out now January. At the Anime Expo of 2026.
Dude, the Final Fantasy one is a little interesting because as a gamer that missed Final Fantasy VII, it's on that Mass Effect list for me. I know I have to get around to that game and play it someday. I've started and stopped it a bunch of times, but I know I need to bang it out. I have it on the Xbox Series X. I even have the port on the Switch. I got them both because I heard there's subtle differences, but they're Easter egg subtle differences. So you're gonna want to play the old one first. I'm working on it. But the book, as I'm told, is a companion piece told from Tifa's point of view, and it goes through a lot of her different experiences leading into different parts of the Final Fantasy VII story, which I think is a really interesting take for a book. The Frank Miller one, the best description I heard of it, and I think I may actually order that myself. I may actually pick that up and just go into Barnes & Noble and get it. But it's not an autobiography or a biography so much as it is like, think of it like Stephen King's On Writing. Like it's literally memoirs and like him trying to teach you the different craft of the different things. Because my man's a multi-talented artist, you know?
I mean, he gave us the Killing Joke and then the Batman that was portrayed by Ben Affleck. Dude, or the Batfleck, if you want to call it.
I was calling him for like a year until I saw it and actually liked it, and then stopped calling it Batfleck as a pejorative, for sure.
What's your money?
Right? Pick the next topic and run for it with a minute. I hear somebody calling me upstairs. They need me right quick. And you hold down the fort for a minute for me.
All right. Well, I'll hold off on the one. I'm going to start off with a little Evil Dead talk.
I'm actually going to... I'm trying to find out how to actually shut my damn camera off here. How do I do that?
You push the camera button at the bottom. You know, the thing that looks like a camera?
I don't have that button here.
You don't have one that looks like a mic? You have a mic and a camera at the bottom? Or do that. Hey, everybody. It's the King Z moment. And we're going to go into the Evil Dead series because I've been watching Evil Dead since the 80s when Evil Dead 2 came out. There's actually a prequel movie, which was their student film. And then there's also, that's right, Let It Burn. And it was their student film that was in the late 70s, released like 1980. Then they did Evil Dead 1, which is a much more grounded horror film. And then they went into what became and known for an Evil Dead. And that's Evil Dead 2, Bruce Campbell being Bruce Campbell, launching his career into who he is. But here we have the 7th installment come out last week, and it did not debut properly. It debuted at the franchise low, 13.7 million domestically, going up against big hits like Toy Story is in its 5th week, Minions, it's in its 4th week, that's still number 2 in the box office, and the number 1 movie, very disappointing, and we're going to get to this topic right after this one. I think the Winter Wolf wants to be part of this one, is the Moana, which was number 1 in the box office, but not in a good way. So this movie is going to lose money. It's probably the first Evil Dead movie and probably first horror movie of the year to actually lose money, where it is 44% below the release of Evil Dead Rise that came out 3 years before. But even with this said, they are already moving forward with the next Evil Dead movie, and they want to make an Evil Dead movie every 2 to 3 years. And I think for this type of franchise, that's just too much. Like, that's just like kind of like, I think they need a longer pace in between them. I think you need like a 6-year break in between them. Because one, they've gotten very bleak, very grounded. They're not campy like they used to be. And you're going to just, it's going to turn into Saw, where it's like, how gory can we kill people with very little story? Which, I mean, our review will be coming out, so I don't want to, jump the shark and tell you guys what our review is. But we saw some of that in this new movie where the story started to lack. The Evil Dead disappeared for too long, lost way too much interest. That could be true, but I know a lot of people love that 2013, which was actually a move forward. It wasn't a complete reboot, but it was a move forward. And some of the things, like, I'm not going to talk about what we talked about in our review. You guys don't have to watch that. It should be coming out later this weekend. These movies kind of mirror the first three: Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, in a way, but not in a good way. Because like with Evil Dead Rise, you were getting a lot of the parts from Evil Dead 2, the eyeball going into someone's mouth, some of the different kills, the chainsaw and shotgun, the last person having both of those as their weapon of choice. So, but I think you could build a fan base around Evil Dead, but I don't think it would be a movie every 2 to 3 years. I think you need to let it simmer, and you need to build a new fan base. You need people to bring in new fans of this franchise to start building it back to what it was. Because there's people like me who absolutely love the Evil Dead series because I grew up on the Evil Dead series. Now, with my kids and these new ones coming out, when they get old enough, which will be like 16, 17, I would actually take them to these movies because that's the age frame I would start showing this. I would never show this to them under 14.
Dude,
these
you see what happened?
I'll let them watch Evil Dead 2 all day they want, but no, not these new ones.
No, everything from 2013 on is definitely a no-go for like the preteen, early teen kind of. You saw what happened when we brought like 17-year-old stepdaughter. Like, she almost seized in the theater. Yeah, caught her off guard.
Yeah, some NC-17 should be the proper rating for Evil Dead.
Pape says you need a character actor with the charisma, Bruce Campbell. If you're trying to get that old tone, I don't know if King, if you were just talking about the tone of how these new things has been going, it's not old Evil Dead anymore. Like, they're definitely trying to just hit you right over the head with the horror hammer. 100%. Yeah. Like, they might give you a joke or two, and maybe some of the shit that Deadites say is like really maliciously kind of funny, but they're not trying to lean into the schlock of Bruce beating himself up in the cabinet. That's not what they're going for.
Or rocking back and forth, laughing at himself. Yeah, in his hand that he cut off. Same thing.
Dude, tell me, right? Because you and I just both watched like 5 hours of like new Evil Dead over like the last month, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything on the level of that in this new shit?
No, I think I chuckled once in those two movies. Just once.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Especially with Burn. Like, Grandma had some funny stuff, but that was more like played for its that wasn't schlock humor. That was like her thinking that like younger son's new girlfriend was trying to like steal her money, like nursing home humor. That's what that was.
But then they kept going back to the well. Like, it's like a comedian only has one joke.
Yeah. Oh, they did that. They hit that joke like 4 times too. Yeah. Like, it really went back to the well. They 100% changed the tone. Hey, did you see? And if Ivan and Mediocre Maiden are still around too, and actually Real Dawn, have you gone back? Because I know I went with a group to see Evil Dead 2013. I don't think you were in it though. Back when Real Dawn's an IRL friend for anybody that didn't know. I don't remember if you did. Evil Dead 81, pretty dark but funny AF though.
Yeah, it was still funny. It was dark. It really was dark.
Oh, dude, 100% it is. It's got a tree graping scene. It ain't gonna get any darker than that.
And then, I mean, Evil Dead 2, for how much it's funny, there is like, it's demons and he's cutting off his own hand, and but I mean, it was Bruce being Bruce though.
But see, replay that whole hand cutting scene in like. You did see 13. So 13, you'd agree is more, it's closer to the tone of what we have in 26 than anything in the 80s. You have to think that, right? Because it's so way down the other side of the tone spectrum.
Yep.
And comparing it to Army of Darkness, like King was saying earlier.
Yeah,
like,
Army of Darkness is like almost straight comedy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I came right back in on the part where you were saying, finish your trilogy, as Real Don said, finish your trilogy and then bounce. Like, don't do this, and don't be Saw. Don't be Paranormal Activity. That's a one-way ticket for, like, you can't win that battle.
And that's what they're looking to do based on the articles that we were reading when we were doing our prep last night. That they want to do this every 2 to 3 years. And I'm like, no, because you're going to go to the well one too many times. It's like keeping your pitcher in past the 7th inning when he's not throwing heat anymore. He's going to get rocked.
Dude, and the wild part, and I don't see how they don't get this at the studio level, because I mean, maybe if the Oracle's still around, can we get box office for Evil Dead? Do we have that for Burn?
I have it right here. In front of me.
Dude, hit me, load me up some box office real quick while I just kind of set that little bit of the table, because I know what we're going to find, right? They're going to learn the hard way that for as much as fans love this iteration of Evil Dead, and the Tomatoes reviews are what the Tomatoes reviews are, it's high, right? They're not as generally, grossly, widely commercially viable as something like Saw, which functions as like a Halloween date movie, or Paranormal Activity, which has a similar function and none of the gore. Evil Dead is like gore dialed to like 10.
That's the reason why it needed what it was in Evil Dead 2. Because you had the gore, you had some very disgusting moments, but you also had like something to keep you going. And the humor, the comedy at that point is the mass commercial viability. That's exactly what that part is. What we just saw in Burn, there's no, I mean, dude, I like the movie, but what do we say? I'm never gonna watch it again by choice. Like if even if it's on, I'm gonna find something else. And which they're also saying that this version of the Book of the Dead is the third version. It's the third. So it's supposed to be more evil. The first Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness was the book 1.
Yep.
Then the 2013 The Cabin in Michigan was book 2, and now this one is book 3.
Now Oracle says that Burn made 28.3 worldwide. I thought we saw that it made 40 worldwide, and that the international.
So it was only
this is it.
That's the same numbers I have right here in front of me, and it's 13.7 domestic, and 28.3 after final count for worldwide.
Then hit me with the budget, because one of the things we talked about earlier in the week when we were filming the review, dude, this movie's toast. Like, how do you go forward from here? Because they marketed I've heard somebody say they didn't market Burn. I feel like I couldn't get on Twitter or Instagram and not see an ad for this movie.
Actually, I did not see it anywhere.
Interesting.
Like, I forgot it was coming out. Till someone at the theater, when we went to go see Obsession, someone reminded me that it was coming out this year.
Oh shit. Yeah, but I mean, then how do you justify rolling the sequel if your worldwide take is 28.3? It's fallen off this week. Like that's over. Like whatever it earned is it. It's dropping next week, and then it's gone. You know, there's no way around that. How do you justify rolling out the next budget? Because if it's theatrical, the budget's going to go up. They always do. They're not going to. The only way they cut a budget if it was going to go back in the day straight to video. You know, if this goes theatrical, the next budget's going to be 30 million, 32, 35.
Well, I mean, there's some things that they're putting 100 million into that's going straight to streaming already. So
true. But I mean, if this was your company and you know you've got a niche product, how do you justify increasing the spending? Like how do I convince you to give me 30 million to make the next one if my global take right now is 28.3 in weekend 1? What do I have to tell you? How do I sell it?
Who owns this? Is it New Line?
I don't remember. I also don't remember. I don't remember the logo. Is New Line even a thing anymore?
I've seen their logo on stuff. I mean, remember back in the day, you would go and you'll see the thing. It'd be like one studio. It'd be like Paramount, or it would be Columbia, part of Sony. Anymore. Now it's like you have like five minutes of different studios, because that's how many people it takes to get the money together to do one of these.
They started doing the collage of all the logos like a fucking NASCAR jacket. And I'm like, all right, well, you got 39 corporate sponsors. I guess I'll be looking for all your shit now in the movie. Thanks.
Yeah. And product placement.
Mm-hmm. So, dude, I don't know. If Evil Dead made no more movies, I wouldn't care. I don't know so much. I mean, it's a hot take on a semi-horror channel. I don't know. Like, I feel like you were talking about one-trick ponies and going back to the well with the comedy within Evil Dead Burn. Like, I feel like unless they make a concerted effort to literally expand world building and lore, I'm out, because these three movies
that just storytelling in general.
I need the
storytelling kind of got thrown out in these last two movies.
It did. But I'm glad you reminded me that the Kandarian dagger is a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's lore that exists, because I thought that they were introducing something new. So I got a little excited. I'm, oh, cool. All right. So they are doing the thing. It's not just the book. It is that we got some other stuff. Dude, they desperately need the other stuff now. They really do. Mm-hmm. And I think your idea was balls on, the way to go. They need to focus on the Circle of Wise Men. Like, make real characters that I can get invested in, kill a few of them, burn down their base, do something that makes this compelling, because the locking the group of 5 in the cabin, in the apartment, in the hospital, in the army barracks, in the mall, that's not
on
enough.
An island.
On an island, dude, name it. You know what I mean?
It's not enough. A barrier.
Mm-hmm. Or you need a perimeter.
Perimeter, yeah. But according to the new research, Evil Dead Wrath has already wrapped production. So it's set for a 2028 release.
If it's wrapped now, why 18 months? Why 2 years? With this kind of movie, how much post-production do they need?
Well, you have your post-production, and it's also going to be behind some other things. And remember, it takes a while to score a movie, because they bring in a full sympathy orchestra, and they watch the movie, and they play along with it.
Yeah.
And then, like, sound design, you talked about, like, if they rush sound design, no one's going to enjoy the movie. 100. What was it? A movie is 80% sound and 50% camera.
That's 130%.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
People will always forgive a blurry shot. They will never forgive bad sound.
Bad sound.
Look at Tenet.
Yep. Saying, dude, when people bring up Nolan and Tenet in the same sentence, the first thing that pops to your mind, even if you haven't seen the movie, bad sound.
Yeah. I mean,
undeniable.
You have to think about, like, what post-production actually goes through. Because first thing you do is you have to go through and you have to review. You got all the shots you want.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you're going through 50 hours of footage, 100 hours of footage to make sure you have all the shots you want. You have your camera reports, make sure all your circle tapes are good. You're checking focus and stuff like that. And then you sit down and do your rough cut. And, like, I found out that the rough cut for Supergirl was 4.5 hours long.
Oh, good God. Sweet Jesus. No, thank you. No, thank you.
So rough cut is, and they do that to get a cut to the colorist, so he can start going scene by scene and balancing the color and giving the look and feel of the movie that the director's trying to get. Then they bring it back in, without the color, back to the raw footage, and do another cut. Then they send it off to the special. This is where they do all their markings of, like, we need this type of special effect, visual effect, this type of visual effect, this type of visual effect here, and then they send it off to them, and that's 3 to 4 months of them working with those scenes and stuff.
It's definitely labor intense for sure.
Yeah, post-production takes for a while. It's usually in the can, done out of post for about 6 months before they even start marketing it too.
True. Then they haven't had it explained out like that in that kind of, like, line item by line detail. That it really just pisses me right off. Then, like, when we see, once you know that, right? How can you look at the shows that we dump on routinely? I'll do you a favor this week. I'm not going to name any of them, right? So sorry, I couldn't do it. Couldn't help myself. And not intrinsically know that it's a dumpster fire because they've rushed through all of those steps. Like, that it's so apparent that those steps are rushed through, and then they try to gaslight you and tell you, no, we're ready to go on season 2. It's a time. We're ready. You're not. You're clearly not, because, like, we can see what you did on screen.
And, like, some of the shows and movies did it right. Like Daredevil to tell you that they have their timeline right. Like they start filming the day the last season premiered. So season 2 premiered, they started filming season 3 the same day.
Back to work. For sure.
You have to think like there is no real off season when it comes to a show either, especially for the director and the showrunner. There is no off season.
I wonder that makes it a little bit more acceptable than that TV doesn't work the way it used to for like older shows. Like if they had to jump right into season 3 of Born Again the day that they were premiering 2, imagine them trying to do 25 episodes of that in a year.
They wouldn't. They would have. They have to do it like how traditional TV did it, where they come back and they start filming at the end of July through August, and they get like a 5-episode build up, and then they keep filming why the show's going on. That's why you get those recovery weeks where you get some reruns. Then you have the Christmas break, and then they come back and they start filming. You still got some reruns, and then you start getting the new episodes all the way to May sweeps.
Yeah, it does have that added advantage though, because they're taking feedback in real time. Like if the King Z character is no good, if the Winter Wolf character has run its course, like they trapdoor you right out of there, and then they just move on. But we've covered that before. You guys can go check out those that little bit of commentary.
Speaking of moving on, I think Hollywood has to move on from their former leading man, or was he ever a leading man? He was the highest paid actor, but now it looks like The Rock has hit rock bottom with his fifth flop in a row.
Dude, I like The Rock. I like The Rock back in the day. I like the performer, right? I don't like The Rock as the pseudo politician. I don't like that. I don't like The Rock that's out there begging money for Hawaii. Knowing that he's got a stake in the financial recovery, whichever that was all about. I don't like any of that. He's not my favorite actor. I don't think he's got a whole lot of range. I don't think anybody thinks he got a whole lot of range. Do you?
No, he doesn't have a lot of range. Even though I think he did a good job in Smash Machine.
I heard good things.
He looked completely different, but there's also points when you're trying to do that, there should be no bleed. And there was a few times where like, yep, that's The Rock right there. Yep, that's The Rock right there.
One eyebrow flex. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. But they got this Moana situation, and I wonder, and on top of the downfall of The Rock into the downfall of Disney live action. I think that's where I wanted this topic to go, because I feel like it's on like a parallel but more disastrous track than the horror stuff that we were just glazing earlier, right? Disney's been doing this live action experiment now for how long? Like 10 years? Like when did Cinderella come out? When did Cinderella and Dumbo come out?
Oh, Cinderella was way before Dumbo. It was like Cinderella, then it was Beauty and the Beast, and then it was I was thinking
Beauty and the Beast. You're right. They did Cinderella a long while ago. They did a version of they did that with Brandy 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years. But no, the new one of their new live action runs was a long time ago.
I was thinking starting point Beauty and the Beast that had the girl from Harry Potter in it. That was kind of the starting point. So these have been going on for a long time, and I think only like 2 of them have ever made any kind of money.
Actually, a lot of them actually made money.
They profited big, did they?
So like the first Lion King did really well. Beauty and the Beast did really well.
Yeah, I remember that.
That first Cinderella movie did really well. But see, here's the thing. They call it live action, but if it's CGI, it's not live action. Like, can you imagine filming The Lion King live action? You're just out there in the jungle, and you're just trying to move the camera. And it's like, that was good, everybody. Good camera move.
That's a wrap. Yeah. Like that's like they call it like it was Snow White live action earlier in the year, which bombed atomically.
That was bad.
No surprise.
Jungle Cruise bombed,
right?
But that wasn't really a cartoon either. That was based off a ride. So
they do live action Mowgli. That's on the live action. That's right from the Jungle Book. Didn't they do that a live action? I think
that one did okay.
Did more of these okay than I remember? Because I feel like I've seen the headlines say this took a loss. This took a loss. Because it feels like the Disney experiment with live action is just weird. Like I know Little Mermaid did not do well, but that was embroiled in culture war bullshit. Like that was never going to succeed. But this movie now, I don't understand how Moana bombed.
I can tell you exactly how it bombed.
Well, hit me with your theory. Why did this not do well?
It was released only 20 months after Moana 2, so they're kind of Moana out. It is,
but that movie made $1 billion. That's $1.5 billion.
Yeah, but Toy Story's still in theaters.
True.
Minions is still in theaters.
Also
People
true.
did not want to see The Rock with hair.
Very true. Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah,
like Troy Polamalu over there.
Bad. Yeah. No, they should have got Troy Polamalu to do the live action if they wanted nice hair. Yeah.
Real
So
hair,
those
anyway.
are a couple reasons why it did not do good. This movie is expected to lose anywhere from 100 million to 125 million. It has a $250 million budget to a worldwide open of 95 million.
Yeah, dude, that's a bomb. And if they told you it's 250, it's not. It's 350, and then that's to do the marketing bullshit and all that other happy shit.
And
dude,
yeah, like it just like I said, it dawned up against, it had Minions, Toy Story, and Evil Dead that it had to go up against. What that wasn't put up that much of a fight, but next week's going against Odyssey. And then what the week after that, Spider-Man Brand New Day is dead. It's DOA.
It was DO before A. Like that, and again, like the people that pick these slots to put the movies in, dude, how do they just not see the writing on the wall and take these picks? We defended Passenger early in the year, but like nobody knew Obsession was going to be a banger. And the studio probably had no idea Backrooms was going to be as big as it was going to be. So Passenger did its thing, slotted in, and oh crap, here we go. We're bookended by fucking better movies, more popular movies. How did anybody not see that and think and apply to Moana 2 and be like, listen, we can't throw down right now, but we can throw down in November, whatever else, September, back to school. It's the first weekend back to school, whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
And if you go back and look at some of these of the schedules, they do have dates that they could have moved to easily. Yep. I think Moana live action should have been booted till May of next year. Open up the summer. Open up the summer. Have it on the last day of school. Open up that week of last day of school. You would have banked money. Like you could have wrote your own check that day. Like you just had to back up.
Definitely not this year.
Yeah, next year.
Like Toy Story and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you open up next year on the last week of school, and then you could just back your truck up right to the U.S. Treasury, and they'll just start shoveling it in.
Dude, I think if they wanted to put it on the last day of school, they should have put it on the last day of school in 2036. I think the problem this movie had is that all the kids that watched Moana to death when it came out in 2016 and then watched it to death on Disney Plus when that came out during the pandemic in 2019, they're not old enough yet to be nostalgic for cartoon Moana, and they don't have kids that they want to bring and see. Hey, come check out this movie that I watched when I was a kid. I think you're really going to like it. This is just live action shit, but you already had it. It's Temu. You have better Moana at home literally right now.
Yeah.
Cuter characters, more vibrant. That's the thing too. It looks drab.
Oh, and what is it? Oh, that's right. Animated.
You know, no catchy music. There was no catchy music in Moana 2 either. I don't remember top 40 on like my radio stations in my car bringing out anything new from that movie. But I think that was their fundamental error in judgment here. Was only waiting 10 years to do the live action remake. Like Lilo and Stitch made $37 trillion because when did Lilo and Stitch come out?
That was like early 2000s.
98. Yeah. I don't know. It's old. Exactly. So all them little kids that saw Lilo and Stitch are now like 25, 30 years old.
Have kids of their own.
Exactly.
It's
fundamental flaw in your customer psychology.
If they could pull it off, would be to do a live action Nightmare Before Christmas.
Dude, how would that even hold the phone? How would that even work? You talk about things that don't translate. How are you going to do that?
I'm not saying that to do it, but I'm talking about with your plan you have there. If they release that and they could pull it off as a live action. They would make a bill easily just because of how many people love Jack Skeleton and the whole story of the Nightmare Before Christmas.
100%.
But apparently that's actually just Moana too early because I think they had to do it because Rock's getting old and Rock wants to be Maui. Like he wants everyone to see him as Maui.
Yeah, but I mean, like we heard that in 2016 when you voiced the character, right?
Mhm.
Like there's no, like you being 60 years old now and 40 pounds lighter and not physically looking like the chubby pudgy 260-pound version of yourself.
Well, he was kind of big in that one because he was coming off of being swolled up for the Smashing Machine.
So I thought he looked kind of cut in this, like, and he's definitely got the he's older. Of course, everybody ages. Ain't no shame in that. Yeah. He's got like the thinner, more angular face thing going on. He doesn't look like a cartoon character come to life anymore.
Yeah,
like when he did in his bulk prime.
But this is the problem The Rock has, is that he thinks he's bigger than he is.
Oh, dude, 100%.
He thinks he's 100%. More of a box office draw than he is anymore. Like when he's with Kevin Hart, great. When he's inserted into a franchise like Fast and Furious, he does like great. When he tried to carry his own one with, was it Hobbs and Shaw or Calvin and Hobbes, whatever that movie was called?
That might have been a better movie, yeah, but it was Hobbs and Shaw. Good call.
He couldn't carry it. I mean, his last hit where he actually made money, where it wasn't considered a flop, was Jumanji.
Yeah. But again, that's an ensemble.
Jumanji 2, whatever Jumanji 2. Welcome to the Jungle.
But again, that's an ensemble. It's got Jack Black. It's got Karen Gillan. Kevin Hart's in that one too, isn't he?
Yeah. You also have Danny DeVito and Danny Glover in that one.
And Robin Williams was in the first one. You know what I mean? Like those are ensemble casts of like things that like you're a part of that pie. Like that's it. You're not you're carrying on your own. Baywatch, Rampage. What other movie garbage has the only
one that he carried on his own, where he was the marketable thing in the movie, was the movie Skyscraper.
Dude, I forgot about that one.
When he was
Hercules.
When he was a one-legged man in the ass-kicking contest.
David Allen Greer. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but let's go back and take a look at The Rock's filmology here recently and how bad it's done. So Jumanji, the Next Level, that's what it was called, Next Level.
Yeah.
That hit 800 million, profitable.
Yep. Bank.
Then Jungle Cruise, it did hit 221 million, but it still lost $100 million.
Yes, because that's a bomb. That's what I'm saying. These movies cost too much to make.
Black Adam, he tried to market himself as the reason for Black Adam, and it bombed hard. Like he even held the studio hostage to get a better fight, to fight Superman and not Shazam, as it should be Shazam, as he's the exact opposite. Then Red One bomb.
Red One bombed. That's a pretty good movie though. It's actually got a pretty cute little Christmas thing going on there. It's not bad.
But it's still a bomb. And
it's still a bomb, 100%.
They marked it as a Rock movie.
Commercial failure, audience darling.
Yeah. Okay. The Smashing Machine was his next one. Bomb. And then now Moana. Bomb. 5 in a row. Like, he has to stop believing he is that leading man that automatically he's going to bring in 200 to 400 million on his name alone.
Yeah, no, he's not prime Schwarzenegger. He's not prime Stallone. I think there's probably a moment in time where he was hoping that's where that was going to go.
He needs to go sit on the board of TKO that he's a member of and just start doing board stuff.
It's probably about that time.
He's going to be that. He needs to be that character in the background where someone else carries the movie.
I don't think that there's what else is there left for him to do if he's pushing 60. Like that's when you start age out of action hero roles,
and he doesn't have the range to go in those dramatic roles.
Right. So I mean, you all, I guess you could go back and do like comedy shit, but like he's charismatic, he's kind of charming, he's got the
he's got
the time. That's what I'm saying. He's got the timing. He could definitely do some of that, but do I want to go to a movie that has the Rock in it for that? I don't know. I think you're right. I think that we're at the point now where not bankable, because if there was a Disney movie for him to be bankable in,
it was
probably this, and it was like, and my prevailing was, like I said, it's just 10 years too soon minimum. It's just too fucking soon. Like, you know what I don't want to see tomorrow either? A Frozen live action. I don't care how popular that was in 2009. Like it doesn't matter. Like people still sing the Let It Go, like Irina Menzel version.
Now,
like, they're not ready. We don't need that.
I do say that in Frozen 2, it did have a song that was on the radio because Weezer did it, and that was Lost in the Woods, which was a strong power ballad.
Yeah, that was solid. Into the Unknown was a good song in that movie too, but neither of those are anywhere as like on the radio constantly as Let It Go. As far as like Disney anthems go.
So one reporter said this though on the Rock on the line is that this isn't really a Rock is washed up story. It's strategically failure. Every time these films bet on Johnson's name alone to open a movie at a scale his actual box office track record doesn't support. The Jumanji franchise remains in control group, providing the formula, established IP, ensemble, comedy, moderate budget. Still works fine for him. He's just not that big budget guy.
Dude, did you see Borderlands last summer or 2 summers ago? Did you see that when I saw that?
I did not see that.
Based on the video game?
I heard it was really bad.
Oh, dude, it was buns. It came out the same year as the remake. That's you're right. You didn't see that because I don't think you saw that one either. Right? Kevin Hart took the role. Are you familiar with the game at all?
A little bit. Yeah.
Kevin Hart played the character most people play in Borderlands 1, Roland, like the generic soldier guy of the 4-pick that you can take. Right? Kevin Hart played that role. All 5'2" of them. Why didn't The Rock play Roland in that movie? You know what I mean? Comedy, all the actions over the top. If they can get Cate Blanchett doing combat roles over the hoods of pickup trucks, you can get The Rock a stunt double to do the same shit. You know what I mean? That's his jam, but he's not in there for that movie, and that movie bombed anyway. That would have been the ensemble that you're right. It's ensemble and comedy that works for him. Nobody that enjoyed Moana wanted to see The Rock be live action Maui. No kid that saw Moana 10 years ago and still sings the song, How Far I'll Go. Like, all the little girls at Disney World was singing that still this year. When we went to Disney in April, I was still hearing that shit. You know what I mean? Those kids don't want to watch 60-year-old Dwayne The Rock Johnson be Maui. That's not Maui to them. The cartoon character with the puffy face is Maui. You know what I mean? I think this is a gross miscalculation. Because they've had this bombed. And what was the previous live action they did? Was it The Little Mermaid a couple years ago? Is that the most recent thing?
No, Snow White 4 years
ago. Oh, Snow White was before that. And I think Little Mermaid was right before that, 2 years prior.
Which had its own flack for its own reasons that people saw.
This one, it's 1, 2, 3. You talk about 5 in a row. They're up to 3 live actions in a row on a constant downward trajectory. Bad enough that at one point they had planned
Mufasa.
Mufasa was in it. That's the one.
Yeah, that was in the middle there too. Mufasa, which is another CGI live action.
I think that did okay-ish. I don't remember that being an outright flop, but I think it did better than The Lion King. The Lion King, I don't remember being successful at all.
I heard the other way around. People liked The Lion King. They did not like Mufasa.
Okay, but then that plays stronger into my kind of where I was going anyway. That's 4 in a row then, right? If they took Tangled off the table because there were rumors surrounding that on top of it, that they were going to go some stunt casting on that one and hire an actress that does not at all look like the lead character from Tangled, we just read between the lines on that. Are they starting to sort this out? Like, are we going to not keep going back to these wells over and over? Because if you've done 4 in a row, I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same shit over and over, expecting different results. They love they're not getting different results, King. They love it.
Yeah. And now that Bob Iger's gone, all of this blame for all of these failures during the Bob Iger era is falling on the new guy.
Yeah.
And they're going to remove him because of what the last guy did.
They just got DeMauro on board. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
No, there's already talks that they're looking for a vote of no confidence.
Oh, good Lord. Dude, when we get a headline on that, I want to cover that story. I 1,000% want to be in on that one. Because I heard he had this is from one of those typical rumor channels that does the Star Wars. Now Lucasfilms is cleaning house. But allegedly, dude was calling for the emergency meeting this coming Sunday. Summon the story group, displeased with current results, possibly recanonizing Legends, which would only mean one thing. Heir to the Empire. Coming your
Heir
way.
to the Empire.
Yep.
At Swing.
So,
Rogue Squadron.
Yep.
I
Cantina.
Jedi.
Yep. So if they're going back, if they're bringing extended universe out of legend status back into the fold of things, I think that dude might be safer than we think for the time being if he's going down there and laying the smackdown on Star Wars. Yeah, but not the Rey Order. Not the Rey Order, though. Dude, Real Don says about time. Dude, it is about time. We were just talking about that yesterday on our little mini road trip to get some barbecue, which was banging, by the way. Slapping good apple cider wings.
See, I want the Thrawn from the book who's playing 3D chess while everyone else is
Oh,
playing
that's what I
checkers.
said. That's what I said. I said nobody wants dad bod Thrawn. Dude, when we meet Thrawn in the books, he's bodying people in a sparring match because he's a brain and muscle. Like he's got both, but he's restrained.
He's vicious.
Right. But he's calculating, cold, logical, not emotional, not looking like he winded walking up a flight of stairs. I'm sorry, dude. I got the dad bod. I'm allowed to.
Who didn't see a drive-through he didn't like?
Dude, he did not. He did not ever see a drive-through he did not like. That costume was embarrassing. Dude, the fucking cover art for the edition of the Heir to the Empire book one I have, Thrawn got like the V-shaped torso going on. This dude showed up in the show, legitimately looked like
busting
not in his prime.
Busting buttons.
Dude, saying.
That middle button that was right there above the belly button, that bad boy was like, ah!
Help! Dude, that button looked like fucking Tobey Maguire trying to hold the fucking train back. You know what I'm saying? Like making the face. Dude, Real Don says he liked the snacky. He did like the snacky. He did. Dude, put a pin in that. That's a slogan on a Widow Wolfson t-shirt. Every time somebody says that, I want a nickel. On a J. Jonah Jameson. That's what I look like. Dude, you said it, dude. I didn't say it. Shit.
Well, I'm right there too, but I'm not trying to play Thrawn either.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, again, I am not auditioning to be Batman and Brave and the Bold. Jensen Ackles is in good shape. He can do that. He does not have the Winter Wolf bod. That's a fact. That's a fact.
This is just proof of good loving, though.
Saying good food. Did we get all the way down this list?
We got down. I did skip a couple things that are on the list. We did talk about them next time, but it's time to get to our poll results because tonight is our memorial of Sam Neill. So the results, let's get the polls in. We got thousands and thousands of seconds before the poll comes up.
Well, it does take us a long time to count the 32 million votes. It does. Easy.
It does. It has to calculate, and then we got people who have to double check it, and the lawyers have to check it,
and then we have to get in a couple thousand cases from out of state at midnight, just to ensure that whole thing. Integrity. So what do we got?
With winning with 56% of the vote, the number one movie is Event Horizon.
Yeah,
followed closely by Hunt for Red October with 44% of the vote. The other two did not get a vote. Probably because a lot of people didn't see those.
Dude, I thought maybe somebody would have picked In the Mouth of Madness. Possession, I think, is probably old enough that nobody in our channel might have picked that up. But I'm actually down to watch that at some point. I think maybe if we put the Oracle on, checking out if that's on streaming, or if it's like a Prime Video or a Tubi thing. So if it's old enough, it's probably on Tubi. You know what I mean? That's been Tubi's been a decent little pickup of a streaming service, dude. To be perfectly honest. I'm very happy with that.
Do you pay for it, or are you still on the free tier?
Nope, I'm still on the free tier. The ads aren't that appropriate, honestly. And dude, we're of an age where we watched commercials on TV anyway and couldn't fast forward them.
Yeah,
so they really
ads
don't bother me
Netflix,
on that platform.
Like want to pull your hair out, especially during WWE events.
Yep, that would annoy on a service that I had paid for, never had them. That would annoy me. Like Netflix and HBO Max, I have the tiers that have no ads.
Well,
Peacock
like I have
Paramount, they do.
Like I have it where like none of the movies or shows have ads, but they have ads during their live events.
Yeah. No way around that. Yeah, there's no way around that. But that would annoy them. But I would feel like I was deconditioned to being accepting of ads just because on that platform I don't get them. You know what I mean? I know exactly what you're saying.
But it's like it's the seven same ads over and over again. Like
yep.
I don't want the seven same ads. Like if you're gonna do ads, do ads.
Dude, I feel like that Hulu is the absolute fucking worst for that. I don't even think it's 7. Dude. I get the same 3 over and over and over on Hulu. The Oracle says Philo or AMC Plus? Oh, for where we can find Possession. Gotcha. Wait, do we have AMC Plus? No, we have MG.
No, we have MGM Plus.
We have MGM Plus. I'm not getting.
We are the MGM Plus people.
We're the Kingmakers. We are a sponsored, not really, MGM Plus affiliated channel.
Yeah. If they send me hats, I will wear them.
Oh, I'll wear the hat. Dude, black shirt, gold logo. I'm fucking dude. We're both almost halfway there.
That's right. I got the maize and blue on tonight. Gold. So
saying it's looking pretty dark. So I mean, we could do that. What the hell is Philo? Let me start there. I've never heard of that. I think the Oracle's just making shit up.
Do we have to build another streaming service? Get it out of obscurity and bring it into the masses?
I honestly think the Oracle is just making up streaming service. Like she's about to be like, no, you can only watch it on Zibble. I'm like, fucking what?
There probably is a Zibble. It's like set in Africa. It's like an Africa, like Chad only streaming service. Pluto. I've heard of.
I've heard of. Dude, if I can find it, I'll clip it and I'll just I'll upload a video, but I'll acknowledge rights. Red Letter Media has a skit where Rich Evans he's installing a TV in Mr. Plinkett's house. It's a running character that they do on the show, and he's trying to explain to the old man what a streaming service is. They have like a 4-minute bit where all he does is raffle off streaming services, and none of them are fake. Right? But there's so many that it literally covers 3 or 4 minutes of this bit. Will I get Netflix? Yep. Disney Plus? Yep. MGM Plus? Yep. They just keep going and going. It's hilarious. So when you say Philo, it's a thing. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go check Red Letter Media and make sure it's a thing because they got a whole curated list of shit. I'll take a look at it.
Well, kiddos, it's time to say goodnight to your heroes tonight. Thank you for joining us here at the Winter Wolf's Den as we give you FrostCast, episode 103. But next week, it will be a cake for us, as it will be the 2-year anniversary of FrostCast as we hit episode 104.
I feel like I will bring cake. Maybe that'll be a thing. Maybe there will be a thing.
Only if we can find that Baja Blast pie.
Wait. Formerly known as Tivoli? No, wait. Get the fuck out of here. All right, guys, we're going to leave. Oracle's just making shit up. She's falling out of her chair behind the scenes. Warden Prime, thank you. Mediocre Maid, thank you very much. Ivan, thank you as always. Real Don, get your act together and come on, dude. We're waiting for you. We will catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned we got an Evil Dead Burn review coming through. Is that already up?
It should be coming out this weekend, as as Ivan, for you, your 12 monkeys.
That's right.
It was rendered today, so it's ready to drop.
Rock and roll. All right, guys, we'll check you in the next one. Thanks again. We love you. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye, people.